Hello everybody, Keith here again. I hope you can hear me over the rain pitter-pattering on the roof. Today I want to repot my only Masdevallia. This is Patricia Hill. I got it from Lawrence Hobbs fairly recently, and it's a reasonable plant, but I'm not altogether happy with the way that it's responding at the moment. It's dumped a few leaves lately. There are what I think are some newish growths on there, but I do want to have a look at it. Now, I've been looking at Mick's Masdevallias YouTube feed, and one of the things Mick said was he finds moss not terribly useful in our conditions, and there are not many occasions when I use pure moss either. I've had a lot of problems with it in the past. Usually it's stayed wet far too long, or it's dried out and I've not realised it. So it's not the greatest thing in British conditions, I don't think. And what I'm going to plan to do is strip this, have a look at what's in the pot. I've had a quick squint and it doesn't look desperately bad, but I'd like to get it done before it does get that way. I won't bore you with trying to get all the moss off. It's going to take forever and a day. But I'm going to use Mick's type of potting mix, which is going to be, very roughly speaking, 1/3 sort of small medium bark around the 5 to 10 millimetre mark, about 1/3 of perlite, and about 1/3 of chopped moss. So as I'm going to keep the moisture levels that it wants, but I want to give it more air around the roots, just to try and get it to dry out more evenly. And I'm going to put it into this pot, which is slightly bigger than what it's in. Not a heck of a lot, not an awful lot bigger than what it's already in, but I hope that it will end up being give it a little bit more room to expand, because as always when we pot these things up, we don't want to be disturbing them any more than we've got to. And of course, being a translucent pot, that should help me to see what's happening under the surface, which I can't with that one. So yeah, this is which I got from Lawrence Hobbs, Masdevallia Patricia Hill, and it's Ignea crossed with Vellicii. So it's quite pretty. The flowers are nearly over. That's another reason why I was going to pot it now and not worry too much. They're orange with sort of slightly darker stripes down the centre, down the trumpet, I suppose you might call it, on these. But let's start off by seeing what's inside the pot. Well, it's obviously been in there a while. There's a lot of moss. There's some finish bark in the bottom. So that's obviously to try and give it some drainage. And we have got what I'm pretty sure are live roots in it. We've got some that are not very clever, no great surprise, but it's in moss. I did water it a couple of days ago, so it is damp. I hope that means this moss is going to come out without too much trouble. And it'll come away from the root without too much trouble. I don't want to start ripping it to shreds, but it is basically all moss. So I'm going to pause the video for the time being, and then see what I can do with this to get the moss away and get it down to bare roots. I think this is going to take me a little while, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, now we're back again, and things unsurprisingly don't look anything like as rosy. The area under the middle was pretty much all dead roots. There's a few, there's one there of roots that are coming through, but it was quite clearly the middle was too dense, and it wasn't drying out, it was getting very compacted, and those roots have all died. We've got some new roots that'll have to carry this plant through to its recovery, so all I can do is keep my fingers very firmly crossed, but a lot of these roots really were not very clever at all. So I don't think I did wrong in repotting it. I'm still going to try and repot it into a slightly bigger pot. I could put it back in that one, but I'd rather see what was happening, and I'm going to put it into there, and I think we'll be fine with that. So now I need to sort out a potting mix and take it from there. So again, I will leave you momentarily, and I'll come back and we'll have another play. I think the simplest way to try and sort out what I want is to use the pot I'm going to use, and I'm just going to put stuff in there. I've got some pre-soaked moss from previous pottings. A bit more perhaps, a third. There we are, that should be about right. And a layer of bark. Yep, that's about the same amount. And then some perlite. I have never used perlite. It's in an awful lot of potting mixes, so I must be thinking about it. It's good for our hobby. Right, let's transfer that into this. This is just an old bucket that I've had some stuff for the fish tanks in. I'll try and just rip this moss into shorter lengths. It's not the very long strand stuff, it's just the common old garden moss that you get from anywhere. I got that from Burnham, but I've seen it in our local garden centres and what have you. So right, well that's how it looks. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I'm sure if and when he sees the video, Mick will tell me where I've gone wrong. Now then, I haven't got anything to put into the bottom, so I might be the drainage. I have to be quite aware when I'm doing anything with it as to where we are. Now then, there's going to be quite a lot underneath this plant that's open space. Just because of how much I've had to take away Um, so I'll have to try and I don't want it too high. As you've probably seen in some of my more recent repotting videos, I've had a terrible habit, an unwitting habit. It's not a deliberate one, but I usually end up probably prodding and poking and trying to get material underneath the plant. I've pushed it up. I'm going to end up with a lot of excuse me, a lot of perlite towards the top, and I think that seems to have it quite well. I'm going to end up staking that, I think, at least a bit, and I'll put a bit more bark just around the top. It's a bit more stable now. So I'm sure as I water that it'll redistribute itself fairly well. I've used this particular bark, which is some I got from Spiceotic Plants, for quite a few things, and it does seem to be quite good stuff. So that is that. It is the 23rd of December, the afternoon of the 23rd of December that I record this. So I would like to leave you by thanking you for watching, and to wish you all the compliments of the season, and the hope that 2021 treats you and yours much better than 2020 has. Thank you for watching, people, and I'll see you fairly soon. Goodbye.